So Vijay Lakshmi, right? If I'm
Yes,
not mistaken. All right. So
mm,
how have you been? How's
I
it
am.
going?
I have been doing, ma'am, great.
Great. It's nice to see you again.
Yes, ma'am. I also happy to meet you again, and I am expecting next day you will be join.
Yeah, you actually even I was expecting there are a few people whom I've recently come across, and because we had a very interesting chat the other day. So
Mm.
there is so much to say, so much to kind of share. So today, did you think of any topic that we can discuss or we can talk about?
Yes, ma'am. I try to elaborate the topic. If you can discuss, if you can carry on, so that we can carry on. Otherwise, you can suggest me. Okay. So, ma'am, I realized when sometimes we describe a person and personality and the word we choose, so that's really matter. And one word can make a person happy, and another one can make a person unpleasant. And even if their literal meaning are similar, I will
Mhm.
give you example. If we call someone, oh, the person is the stingy, and
Mhm.
we can say the person is thrifty. So both
Mhm.
words have no different connotations.
Sorry, come again. One is stingy and one is?
Thrifty, another is thrifty. Thrifty, little bit consider positive connotation words.
Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
want to discuss a few more words, and I expect the video should be informative for our viewers.
Correct.
And
Correct.
I also want to clarify some words and their meanings also.
Right, great. I have no issues. We can absolutely, and it makes a lot sense as well because then the whole purpose is going to be served, right? The whole
Hmm.
purpose of having the conversation is basically to kind of elaborate and kind of, to come across or help vocabulary and everything, right? So
Yes,
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 of
yes,
course.
ma'am.
So good, amazing example you have just spot. Stingy is little
Hmm.
negative. Yes, there are words.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
we are talking about adjectives in particular. Yeah,
Hmm.
when we describe or we speak about somebody, there are few words that are positive,
Hmm.
and there are few
Yes,
words,
ma'am.
the other
We can
words.
say the person is unwilling to spend the money. That is, we can say that stingy,
Like
and the person who is careful about his or her money. So we can say the thrifty. I think frugal is also word, ma'am.
right, right. Thrifty is basically resourcefully or carefully using things. That's thrifty. One who thinks,
Hmm.
before spending, or probably is little watchful of the whole spending
Hmm.
process.
Hmm.
So yeah, it has a little positive tinge. You can come up
Hmm.
with words that you want
Yes,
because
yes. Next, ma'am, I choose a pair curious and nosy. One person is
yeah,
curious, another is
correct.
nosy.
Curious is a little encouraging, whereas nosy becomes very intimidating.
Yes, yes, posing her or his note in every matter, we can say the person is nosy.
Correct, correct.
Yes, and
Oh,
curious, and
tell me,
the person
tell me.
asking. Uh, Sorry, ma'am.
No, go ahead. I'm listening to you.
Yes, yes, and another is determined and stubborn.
Yeah, correct. They do share an emotion wherein
Hmm.
there is a focus involved. S- But the stubborn is little negative and determined is little positive. So,
And can we say, ma'am, stubborn is no resist every change, don't want to change anything, and no try to prove his or her opinion right. Or I am the right person, and giving argument, and I think these kind of the personality revolving all around a one point and one thing. So we
Mhm.
can say the person is stubborn.
That's exactly what we are actually talking about. It is the slight difference of
Hmm.
intensity of an emotion, which
Hmm.
actually adds the negative and the positive tint to the word. Yeah. As
Hmm.
you rightly said, curious is a positive wherein you need to be curious. However,
Hmm.
nosy becomes little too much. So the
Too much.
intensity, yeah. So
Hmm.
and same is with the stubborn word as well. Stubborn is normally used for somebody who would just not budge, who
Hmm.
seems absolutely supreme and would think that, it's my way or highway. So,
Yes, 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 ma'am.
yeah.
It's my way or highway. Yes, yes.
So
But
those
I mean,
people would be stubborn.
we can use in matter of the little bit difficulty, and the person is not giving up easily. We can
Correct.
use in little bit. And assertive and aggressive, ma'am. Also little bit a minor thinner line between both words.
Correct. Correct.
Assertive, we can say, ma'am, the being a
Positive.
confident, positive word, confident, and the person who is express own idea with confidence without any fear or hesitations. And
Correct.
aggressive, we can say the person who is impose idea forcefully,
Mm-hmm.
and
Correct.
often they become hostile and sometimes harmful other person.
Correct.
Aggressive,
Right.
yes. Mm. And next, ambitious or pussy. Ambitious, ambitious or
Yes.
pussy. Yes,
Ambitious and
pussy,
pushy. Yeah.
pussy. Hmm.
Correct.
So in ambitious, ma'am, the person who is want to achieve whatever he decide. And pussy, we can say the person is to take
Forceful.
help. Yes, forcefully to achieve something, gain something, and the person who is used other person as a ladder and stepping stone. I think that is
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Correct.
yes. So that is the pussy.
Ambitious is somehow also, it also has a tint of negativity.
Oh.
Of course, it's used for a positive purpose, because
Hmm.
if you have some focus or if you have some aspirations, you would
Hmm.
you are called as little ambitious, right? However,
Hmm.
when we also want to kind of throw sarcasm is when you use ambitious.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Many times in literature and some emperor and in history also we can say the
Correct.
emperor was very ambitious, and due to his ambition, this or that happened. Yes.
Correct. Correct.
And next word is, ma'am, meticulous and picky.
Yes.
So, ma'am, can we say the meticulous is the person who is try to be perfect and try to remove each and every mistake and minor things to be gain perfection. And picky, I think the person who is always refusing the things and denying the things and not easy to please the person. We can't easily please the picky person. We can say the person is very picky in matter of eatings.
Meticulous and picky would have a little slight different meaning, because
Mm,
meticulous is best basically being very particular about something. Yeah.
okay.
For
Hmm.
example, if you want a certain shade of pink, you would want that particular shade. So a
Oh
little
yes, yes.
meticulous about, or probably if you are prefer dressing in a particular manner.
I got it, ma'am. We can
Yeah.
say the baby pink. I like the baby pink. I like
Yeah,
the
being a little
rose pink.
meticulous,
We
like,
can say.
okay, I want it this way. I want the
Mm,
plates to be arranged in a particular manner. Yeah. So that is okay. But picky becomes a little different in aspect of, I just want this, not that. So
mm,
picky will be a little negative,
mm,
because not everyone, see, not everyone is accommodating to begin with. Yeah.
mm,
Besides our parents, I don't think anybody under the sun would be readily,
Mm,
accommodating what are your wants, needs, or, whatever preferences. So, which is why people don't want to accommodate, wherein, if I'm telling you, what, Vijay Lakshmi, I just prefer green tea. For me, it's preference. But probably for
mm,
you, it would be, you would term it as, oh, no, she's a little picky. She wouldn't have
mm,
anything but green tea. Yeah. So
mm,
the aspect kind of little different, but yeah, you can use as
mm,
opposites or negative or positive in whatever way you want to. But
mm.
yeah, it
Okay.
is somewhat
We should
same,
not
similar.
use them. We should not use when, if, just take example, I want to make a content on these words and I try to describe. So, should I choose the words? They have a literal similar meaning and but they have a negative and positive connotations. So,
Yeah, you may say so.
okay.
You may say
Mm,
so because, yeah, if someone is meticulous, of course, would have a certain way or certain, process or whatever. You have your choice basically, and
mm,
picky is you have a particular choice. You cannot just go with everything and anything. Yeah, but
mm,
only the manner probably changes somewhere.
mm. Yes, yes,
Meticulous
ma'am.
is could be an adjective.
Mm,
Picky could also be an adjective to
mm,
kind of describe somebody. But I don't
mm.
know. I find there is a little slight difference between the meaning.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Okay. So, my next pair is, ma'am, hardworking or workaholic?
Workaholic is somebody, again, the manner changes over here. Workaholic is somebody who only thinks about work, who cannot
Yes, yes,
live
ma'am.
without work, and work becomes a second nature for that person. That person is
Yes, 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 ma'am. We can say the workaholic person usually neglect and ignore family or health and personal relationship. We can
correct.
say personal
Correct.
life also. We
So it's
can
a
say.
little psychological issue. to,
Mm,
to, to be more
mm,
precise, it's more of a psyche because there are few people who get habituated to something so much so that it becomes a characteristic. So workaholic
mm,
is such person who is so habituated
mm,
to kind of work around the clock, cannot think about anything else.
mm,
However, hardworking is very common, is very generic. Hardworking is a
mm,
good quality. Okay,
mm,
uh, but you cannot, the intensity is absolutely not the same. Hard
Yes,
worker
yes,
will
ma'am.
work hard whenever he has to work hard. It is
Mm,
a way of doing thing or a way a person is working hard, right? But
mm.
no, workaholic will be completely different, a little different, I would say.
Now, one day I had a conversation with my co-learner, so that time I described my daily routine, and so that time she said me, "Oh, you are a workaholic." So after that, I went for browse and I browsed the word. What is the difference?
Actually, interestingly, most of the vocabulary that gets introduced in your language comes or appears in certain situations. For example, there has been an instance where I used a particular word. It was way back when I was in school. You know, the
Mm,
English or the whole love or the liking for the language was just in cultivation. Okay. That point in time, I used a word which was not supposed to be used. The reference was not correct. And it
okay.
brought me such an embarrassment later. I Googled it, and that point in time, I decided that whenever I use word, I will use it very responsibly.
Mm,
It's not because of the embarrassment, but I also saw how much difference it brought to the whole context.
yeah. Yes,
The
ma'am.
whole thing went absolutely, if a person would have to be kind of perceiving whatever I said and had
Mm,
been a little strict with the language, would have definitely felt offended.
mm,
So I was lucky that it was used very casually and in casual setting, wherein it involved only a conversation with my known and my friends and colleagues. which is why I did not have that reaction. But I absolutely, got that realization. I said, no, I am not going to use any word so loosely in future ever, because
Yes, yes.
I saw what could have been the circumstances if the person would have taken it seriously. And the
Mm.
word, just to, I wouldn't tell the whole story or this whole incident, but only for reference, the word was concern.
Concern, yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Mm.
So knowledge and concern are two different things. Knowledge
Mm.
is when you know
Ma'am,
something.
can
Yeah.
we say concern when we show some worry and some care?
Yes, yes. The intensity is little high, because
Mm.
concern becomes when you're really bothered, when you're really
Yeah.
worried about something, that's when the concern happens, right?
Mm.
And probably it is more towards, inclined towards an issue, pointing out an issue. That
Okay,
is
okay.
why concern is mostly used in official setting, wherein you want to highlight some issue, or you want to highlight something that might become an issue in future.
Mm. Okay.
So the
Yes.
intensity is little high. And
Mm.
knowledge, or I don't know, or is very basic, is very generic. So I shouldn't
Mm.
have used the word. It
Yeah,
had
yes. Yes.
remained and it had ingrained in my head so much so that it feels like I did it yesterday. It is that active in my mind, and which is good actually. It only helped me to become more
To
responsible when it
improve.
comes to languages, irrespective regional
Mm.
English or whatever. But language is very sensitive thing,
Yes, definitely, ma'am.
very
Yes.
sensitive. Be it our regional language, be it foreign language, any language is very sensitive.
Yes, yes. Very often, no, we are not using our own vernacular and regional language also, ma'am,
Correct.
with care we should do. Yes,
Absolutely.
ma'am. So
Yeah.
next,
Another set
ma'am,
of
I want to share the next pair, leader and bossy.
leader is a good quality. Bossy is again little pushy, as you said.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, we can say the person is always try to give the order, try to control someone. So in
Yeah.
that manner,
Control
we
freak.
can,
Yeah.
yes.
Controlling, overbearing.
Oh, yes, yes, overbearing. No,
Mm.
sometimes we heard in our, especially in movies and drama, don't try to be bossy.
Yeah. Correct. Yes. Yes. Correct. But leader, being leader is, for me, it is little different aspect. Leader is a
Yes,
good
ma'am.
quality.
Yes, ma'am. Later
Need
we
not
can say
be.
that
I'm sorry.
guide. No leader who the person who guide us, and they have follower. The people respect him. No,
Correct.
the people love him.
Correct. But leader may
Mm.
not necessarily be a boss. Correct.
Yes, yes.
So
Mm.
boss is a title, and bossy is coming from that title. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
leadership or leader is a good quality.
Hmm. Yes, yes. Ma'am, next word is calm and emotionless.
Calm and emotionless, two different emotions actually, two different aspects altogether. Calm is when you are composed, when you are in your control. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Yes.
You
Hmm.
don't let your emotions supersede your
Super.
actions
Hmm.
or whatever.
Especially in the any tense and any stressful environment, and we can control that time our all
Correct.
emotions. So that
Yeah.
time we
When
can.
your head is on your shoulder is when you're calm, right?
Hmm.
But the other word you said is little in contrast of calm.
Hmm.
It
Yes, yes, ma'am.
may not be negative positive, but it's opposite. I don't know.
Okay.
I feel it little not in tune.
Some extent, I would say the person is not showing neither happiness and no sadness, and no sign of any emotion, and no totally indifferent from any.
Indifferent could be a word.
Hmm.
Indifferent could be a word. For calm, I guess the opposite would be, for calm would be restless,
Hmm.
or For calm, restless could definitely be a word.
Hmm.
And hyperactive or
Aggressive we can be used, ma'am, as a
aggressive.
positive word.
Aggressive
Hmm.
is more intense and it's
Okay.
definitely negative word, aggressive.
Hmm. Hmm.
But now people appreciate aggressive quality because the time is such, and as a reason, it has kind of changed the shade. The tint is little positive. People take it positively. But aggressiveness is definitely a negative word.
Hmm. And ma'am, can we compare the talkative person and a gossipy, the person who is
No, talkative is somebody who loves to chit chat.
chit
Gossip
chat?
is very particularly talking about something or discussing somebody in their
Hmm.
absence. So, gossiping is definitely necessarily unnecessary chat.
Can
That's
we say that
gossip.
yeah, the person who is involved gossip and very often the person is no spreading rumor,
Interfering, rather. Gossiping is
not
gossip.
trustworthy, we can say.
Yeah, that is altogether different thing. But gossipy is definitely unnecessary talk, whereas talkative person is just used to talking.
A friendly manner, we can say the
Yes,
person
loves,
is
yeah.
friendly.
So there is
Hmm.
no malicious thought behind
Yeah, malicious
talks.
thought, yes, ma'am.
So talkative is okay, but this is
Hmm.
different.
Yes. Hmm. And next word, ma'am, can we say a patient and passive
Passive and
patient.
patient.
Hmm.
Uh, yes, I would say patience is when you have the calm to wait.
Wait,
And
you. Hmm.
yes,
Waiting
yes,
for some
yes,
time. Hmm.
yes.
Hmm. And passive, ma'am, little bit can we say it is the negative connotation. The person is
Mhm.
keep mum the time required
Passive
to.
opposite will be active because active is somebody who wants to kind of take the lead or the
Yes, yes.
first go. However, passive will wait for things to happen. A
Hmm.
passive
No
person,
resistance, we can say they accept easily each and every aspect. The time is to take action. They just sit and wait for. So we
wait
can
is
say.
the correct word. Passive will never proactively go ahead, or as I said, I will, if I'm a passive person, if somebody says that I'm passive, that means I wait for things to happen to me. I don't take the initiative to kind of go ahead and solve or look at things and, resolve issue before it appears or occurs. But active person will definitely go ahead and foresee and, be ready for the situations ahead. Uh,
Hmm.
but as you said, the the opposite word that you were mentioning is passive, and what was the other word?
Patient, my
Patient.
patient, patient.
Patience. Patience
Hmm.
is a different thing, Vijay
Hmm.
Lakshmi.
Okay.
Patience is your quality of waiting, your calmness, your sortedness. You will patiently wait. When you know that things are going to happen, you will wait. But passive is absolutely no efforts.
Hmm. Yes.
जैसे होगा तब देखा जाएगा. That is passive.
Hmm.
है ना?
Yes, ma'am.
But patient is
Right,
okay.
ma'am. Do you know Hindi?
Yeah, yeah. I guess I mentioned this, right? I love languages. I know Hindi,
Okay, that's a skip
Marathi,
from my mind. Hmm.
Gujarati. I know many languages. Not
Okay.
that I'm proficient in all of them, but I
Hmm.
can survive. If you put me in that
Take
setting,
a whole.
like if I have to go to Punjab, I can survive. Of course, Hindi is to rescue. English is
Hmm.
also everywhere now, but
Hmm.
I can survive. I can survive with a little bit of Bengali. I can survive where people speak Gujarati, little bit of Kannada. So I love languages.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Na- Good to know, ma'am. Self-aware and self-observed, ma'am.
Self-aware and self-observed. Aware is little noun thing. It's of course, it's a quality. I'm self-aware, or,
Okay.
observer could
Mm,
be an adjective or could be a quality. Self-observer can be a quality. You're a self-observer. That means you observe yourself. But observe will be a quality. Sorry, a verb, an action. Self-observe. Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Aspect to certain extent is similar because you have observed yourself, that therefore you have become a self-aware person. So it is
Mm,
like you did something and this is the result, but
mm,
may not be termed as negative and positive. There's nothing negative and positive in it.
okay. Okay. So next, ma'am, can we compare the generous or extravagant?
Generous, yes, we can. Generous is a decent, a very appreciable amount, like nice, good, you know.
Mm.
And the other word you said is
Extravagant, the
extravagant.
person who spend thrift and spending lot of money on something and showing up the things.
Yes, extravagant is when you are a little flashy and you believe in over the top or lavishness. That's where you do
Mm,
not restrict yourself, or there is no rationing that happens. And you want
mm,
to just want to go over the top. If
mm,
if I have somebody who is selling me 500 ka stuff, and if somebody is selling me 1,000, I
mm,
don't know. I just because I want to kind of excel and want to be on the top, I would go for, irrespective if that is useful for me, that is,
mm,
justifiable. It's not just, I will not,
mm,
it's like completely without head decision. So
mm,
extravagant, yes, it's over the
mm,
top. And generous is in amount, in sufficient amount, in a very generous uh,
mm.
quantity or whatever.
Yes, ma'am. And in generous, ma'am, we can include time. Also, the person is no generous to spending time. Can we say, ma'am?
Generous is an adjective again,
Hmm.
okay, to describe something. He's a generous person. Yeah.
Generous in manner of help also can
He's
we say,
generous.
ma'am?
See, now what happens is there are many words that would change as per their utilization. The form of the word changes as per their utilization, if I'm making
Mm,
sense to you.
mm.
Is it making sense?
Yes, yes, ma'am. I can understand. I
Yeah.
got it.
For example, decent could be adjective somewhere where I'm describing something, somebody, or whatever, something. At the same
Mm,
time, it could also be a noun form. Yeah.
hmm.
So the form changes as per the utilization. So yes, generous could be adjective describing something, very generous, or adjective quality that. And you
Hmm.
can use generous
Hmm.
way you
Yes, ma'am.
were asking me.
Hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I guess we are
Uh,
a little stuck of time. We will
yes, ma'am. But you described the way, ma'am. I no totally. I haven't word. I am totally speechless.
No, no, we all have it. It's just that, see, when you have good company, automatically good things happen. So
Thank
you
you.
are equally to be congratulated because you bring the best out. So it's nice.
Thank you, ma'am. I want to discuss, but I am waiting for
You-
you.
Sure, sure. Next, definitely. Probably tomorrow, or let's see.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you,
Bye.
ma'am.
Take care. See ya.
Have a great day, ma'am. See you.
Same to you.
See you
Bye.
soon.